So today I decided to film myself putting on makeup using a couple products that are new. So this is basically the finished look right here. I got a lot of compliments in my last few videos on how I did my blush. I've actually been using the same blush for the past like couple months, but I just changed up the way I apply it a little bit, so it's been staying all day. So stay tuned and I'll show you guys how I created this look. All right, I'm gonna start by moisturizing my lips, and today I'm gonna use the Glossier Balm Dotcom. I love this stuff. I have it in the coconut scent too, and I always keep the coconut one in my jacket. Next, I'm gonna moisturize my skin, and I am using the Glossier Priming Moisturizer, and then I also have the Soothing Face Mist, but what I like to do is spray this on all over my face, a little bit on my neck as well, and then put on my moisturizer. So I put on about maybe a quarter size amount, or dime size amount. And because I have the spray on, it kind of just spreads it out evenly and quickly. Next, I'm going to use an SPF because I'm going to be outside. I'm going to use the Oil-Free Moisture Broad Spectrum 15 by Neutrogena. And I usually just use about one pump. And then I get that on down my neck as well. Alright, I'm going to let it sink in for a little bit. And I'm going to apply a foundation primer, and this is exciting for me. This is the Mercier Foundation Primer Radiance. So it has a little bit of shimmer in it, and Kathleen Lights loves this. And oddly enough, I was actually contacted by Octoly, which is a company that, so what they do is they have like a bunch of products on a free page, and if you have a YouTube channel, I'm not sure if it's like blog or anything else, but I know that if you have a YouTube channel, you can pick out 3 items, and they send it to you. It's like Mercier, a bunch of different brands. They send it to you and you just have to review it or use it in a YouTube video. And at first I thought that was too good to be true, so I didn't respond to the email. But I read everything and I'm like, no, it just sounds like kind of gimmicky, and I thought it was just not gonna work. And then a YouTuber who I love, Thriftic, I'll link her channel down below, but she does a lot of product reviews, so I watch her channel a lot for just an honest review. She talked about Octoly and she was raving about it. She's super excited about it because she got like a bunch of different products and stuff. So I'm like, I guess I'll give it a shot. So I applied for 3 items, and they were all Mercier items, and then they sent it to me. So I'm super excited about that. So I've been using this stuff for the past a little over a week now, and oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for everything. So what I like about this is that it makes everything look a little bit brighter, and obviously it keeps everything on a little bit longer as well. So a lot of people have been commenting on that too. They're like, it's like 7 in the evening and your makeup's still like perfect. So I'm super stoked about that. So I'm gonna start with my base. I am using the Glossier, obviously, Perfecting Skin Tint in the color medium. This is my favorite foundation. It's not even a real foundation because it's just a skin tint. It's not really heavy or anything like that. So you use about 11 drops. Some people squirt it directly on their face, which is nice, but I don't know. I like putting it on my hands. And then I'll just rub it in to my skin like that. And I just bought a beauty blender recently. This is so exciting to me because I know they've been around forever, but I just never understood what it was for. Like, I didn't see how it was better than a brush in any way. And then one day something compelled me to purchase it, so I did. And I watched like a bunch of like demonstrations on how to use a beauty blender. I just couldn't really like understand it. And then when I got it home and then I used it for the first time, that's when I understood it. And it makes even your skin tint, like I used to use just my hands to apply it. I mean, it works great with just your hands. When you apply it with a beauty blender, it just makes everything look so even and perfect. It's just a very hard tool to describe. Yeah, so I just bounced the foundation or whatever foundation I'm using onto my skin. And then my concealer, I'm using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the color Ginger. And I'll just put that where I need it. So I have like a little blemish right here. So I'll put it down there, down the bridge of my nose, maybe around my nose right here. And then some blemish spots on my chin. And then maybe a little bit right here on my cheeks. And the Beauty Blender is great for blending out concealer as well. So, yeah. And then also my friend sent me a photo that Jane Min actually uses this little like beaker thing to store her beauty blenders. So I had one in my house, so I started using it for that. And it's great because if you go to Aesop and you buy their mouthwash, they have these little beakers. It's a little bit smaller than this. I found this at a thrift store. But isn't that cute? That's adorable. All right, so from there, I'll like to apply my highlighter, and I'm using the RMS Living Luminizer, which is an amazing product. I really want to get one for my coworker because she's looking for a highlighter, and she's not going to get this one because she thinks it's like too expensive, but she really needs a natural product because her skin's very sensitive. I'm trying to encourage her to start making YouTube videos because she used to be a makeup artist. She's beautiful. She's like a model. I don't know. I'll link her Instagram below. Maybe you guys can convince her to make YouTube videos because she's an amazing makeup artist. Whenever she comes into work, her makeup just looks so flawless, and she doesn't overdo it either. She doesn't go crazy with like, you know, the whole contour highlight thing. She's just really into eyeshadows, loves lipsticks. I always try to convince her to do that, but I think she's just kind of shy, so I don't know. Maybe you guys can convince her. Anyway, so I like to bring this highlighter down the bridge of my nose, just on the Cupid's bow, a little bit on my inner corner of my eyes, on both sides. And then also right here, the C right here. I need to really tweeze my eyebrows. I'm gonna apply blush and bronzer, So I've been using the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil, same as it ever was, with the e.l.f. I think this is called the contouring brush, but it's just a very dense line brush. What I do is I contour my nose with it, so it's perfect because look, it just goes straight down. Yeah, so I'll put that on my nose on both sides, and it just does it so easily. And then before blending that out, I'm gonna use this is the MAC 128, and I believe this is for cheeks, but I've been using it for my contour just because it has a synthetic side and a natural hair side. So one side's a bit more dense, like when it packs on the products, and the other side just kind of blends it out a little bit. So I'll use this side to blend it out just a little bit. And then go back into the product with this side, and then kind of chisel out my cheeks a little bit. And then with the natural hair side, gather up some product and just kind of blend everything out. And then down my neck for the perimeter of my face. Next is blush, and I am using the Too Faced Love Blush in Baby Love, and I've been using this for the past like couple months now, and I've been getting a lot of compliments on my cheeks lately because I did something a little bit differently. So what I've been doing is using an angled brush. This is just from e.l.f. It's the angled blush brush. And I'll just slap the product on like this. I kind of just load it up and then blend it out and hope for the best. And this isn't really a trick, it's just something that I've been doing recently, and I've noticed a huge difference. It keeps my makeup on all day, and I don't know, it just looks so much more natural. But I'm using the Glossier Soothing Face Mist, the one that I applied first thing. I'm just gonna spray it on both sides of my face. And then what it does is that it just kind of seals everything in. It's like a setting spray. And it turns what was a powder blush and bronzer into a cream product. So it's really nice. And then next I'm gonna do my brows. And what I've been using is this Hourglass. It's a brow sculpting pencil, and the color I have is dark brunette. So one day I came to work and I totally forgot my my eyebrow brush somewhere. I think it just fell out of my makeup bag, and then I was so bummed out. I couldn't do my brows, and I don't really like my brows just the way it is, so I always like to add color to it. If I leave the house, I always do my brows. So I was just like, damn, what do I do? And there's an Hourglass right down the street from my work. So I walked in and I'm like, hey, do you have an eyebrow brush? And they're like, no, but we have something similar. So this mimics a brush basically. And they're like trying to sell me on it, and I'm like, oh, you know, at that point I was kind of desperate. And this was like around $30-something, and it was kind of a splurge for me. But I bought it anyway because I really needed something. So I bought it and I was using it for a little bit, and then I think after like a week or so it broke. So this is what happened. It just fell right out, so whenever I use it I have to be careful. And it was such a huge bummer because I've already spent so much money on it. But apparently I'm not the only one. It happened to Estee as well. I noticed in a video, and it's just such a bummer. But anyway, it's a great product. Besides that, they just need to make the gap a little bit smaller so that it doesn't break off, or maybe, I don't know, just do something different. Anyway, so I'm using this, and what I do is I line the top part of my brow, then the bottom part of my brow, and then I turn the pen over, or the pencil over, and then fill it in. And then on the other side there's a spoolie like this, and then I'll just blend everything out. Honestly, I'm just using this to use it up. I've been on this kick on like just using things to use everything up and then not be wasteful. So I probably won't repurchase this again, especially because it was so expensive. Okay, so it looks fairly decent, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the spoolie side and just kind of comb it through. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with the Glossier Boy Brow, and the color I have is black. And what I do is like basically just comb it through my brows, and this is such a necessary step for me, just because when I color in my brows they look kind of fake, and then when you use this to kind of define the hairs, it looks a lot more real. So I like this a lot. Yep, so that's basically it. I think I'm gonna do my eyes a little bit because I bought some new brushes, so I'm pretty excited about that. So I'm gonna go in with, what is this? This is the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. So I'm just gonna go on top of my lid, maybe a little bit under on both sides. And then as that's setting in, I'm gonna go in with this Mercier Caviar Stick in Tuxedo. This is from Octoly as well, and it's really cool. It's like a really dark, I think you're supposed to put it all over your eyelid and then smudge it out, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna use it as a tight liner and maybe smudge it into my upper lid a little bit. So this is gonna be kind of tricky because I don't have a stand-up mirror. So here we go, just like that, I guess. And then I have this brush from, what is this? This is e.l.f. It's a small smudge brush. I'm gonna use that to smudge it out and maybe create a little line. Oh, that looks nice. I'm gonna use the Morphe MB27 brush. I just got this yesterday. It looks like a pencil brush basically. I've been looking for a pencil brush for a little while. Oh nice, it works really well. So yesterday I had the day off and Caitlin and I went makeup shopping a little bit, and it was really fun. But we decided to go to Morphe because earlier that morning Tati made a video on her favorite liquid lipsticks, and she was talking about the Jeffree Star and how it's sold at the Morphe store in Burbank. So I looked at Burbank, and it's actually right near Highland Park, right near my house. So Caitlin's a makeup artist, so I asked her if she wanted to come with me, and she was like, yeah, totally. So we made a trip out to the Morphe store, and there was a long line outside. So I'm gonna use the Too Faced Chocolate Bar Palette, and I'm gonna use this color called Milk Chocolate. And I'm just gonna use my finger, because Michelle does that, and it turns out perfect. And I'm just gonna rub it into my eyes. Ooh. Anyway, so we went to the store, and it was awesome. The only thing was that the customer service was not so good. I get that you wait in line. Like I waited in line for like half an hour. That was totally fine because we had a lot of fun. We were just talking. But when I got inside, they didn't have the Jeffree Star lipstick that I was looking for. I was looking for Red Rum. And that's fine, you know, that's totally fine. But this girl walked by, this girl who worked there, and then she was going through the drawers underneath the display. And usually at Sephora, when people go through the drawers underneath the display, they're restocking things. So I just asked her, and I was like, hey, do you have the red one? I asked her really nicely too. I was like, hey, do you guys have the red one here? And then she's like, all the colors that we have are out right now. Totally sassy about it. So I was like, okay, so the red one's not here, it's sold out. And then she's like, as I said. It's like, first of all, you didn't answer my question. Second of all, you're sassing me. And then she was like, as I said, all the colors that we have are out right now. And I'm like, okay, dude, if you hate your job, just quit it, you know? Like, what's the point of sassing people? It just doesn't make any sense. So I'm gonna go back in with this e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush and then just kind of blend everything out. Anyway, so that happened and I was a little bit bummed out just because I work with people, you know? I work in retail as well, and I just can't imagine anyone at my work treating people like that or talking to people like that. So I'm probably never gonna go into that store ever again. I just used the e.l.f. crease brush to blend everything out further a little bit. Yeah, so I'm probably never gonna go in there ever again just because the customer service, just that girl was so rude. The other girl who like rung me up at the register was super sweet and everything, but damn, like that's the worst customer service I've ever received from that one girl. It's just so sassy. It just made me feel like such a scumbag, you know? Anyway, they have a website. The only thing is that you can't really touch the brushes or anything like that, and that makes a huge difference. Anyway, I'm gonna use that same pencil brush from Morphe with the same milk chocolate color from the chocolate bar palette, and I'm just gonna bring it down a little bit, like that. And I'm gonna use a little bit of this color right here, which is Triple Fudge. It's the darkest color. And I'm just gonna tap it in a little bit and kind of just bring it maybe up here on the outer side. And then maybe just repeat it underneath, just on the outer side. I love this palette so much. It smells like chocolate. It's just, oh my God, it smells so good. Every time I use it, it just puts me in a good mood. Same with this because it smells like chocolate as well. I am going to use this right here. This is the lip ink. I think it's like a matte. The label kind of rubbed off, but it's like a matte lip stain. I'm gonna use that. Before I use that, I actually want to put some mascara on. I'm using the NARS Audacious Black Moon Mascara. And I got a little sample of this from Sephora. And I love little samples because I usually don't use mascara all that often and I don't really load up on it, so I never really run out of a tube of mascara. But the sample size is always perfect because it dries out by the time I get bored of it. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit. And this mascara has horrible reviews on Sephora.com or like just anywhere in general. Like people just don't like it, but I love it. It's got like synthetic bristles, or like the rubber bristles, as you can see. And so it just really combs out your lashes and makes them really long and kind of spidery. I love it. So after I curl my lashes, everything just kind of seals into place. I know it's better to curl your lashes before, but whenever I do that, my lashes just go straight back down when I apply mascara, I think, because when you get it wet, it just flattens back out. So I'm gonna give that a moment to dry a little bit. I think I'm gonna put a little bit of a highlighter on the inner corner of my eye. So I'm gonna use Champagne Truffle. You know what, I'm gonna go back in with this stuff, Armus Living Luminizer, and just put it on my brow again, because I think I might have smudged it all the way off. I'm gonna set my makeup, and I got another brush from Morphe. This is the M401 brush, and it's like a tulip brush, and this is the one that I'm the most excited about. I think it was only like $9, and it just feels so good. I haven't even washed it yet. I know that you're supposed to wash your brushes before you use it, but I'm just way too excited. So I'm gonna wash everything after I finish my makeup. But I've been using the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder, and this is also from Octoly. And I've been wanting to try this out for so long because everyone talks about it. I just haven't really gave myself a chance to go to Sephora. So when Octoly had that on their list of free items, I signed up for it like as soon as I could. And they okayed it, so I got it and I was super excited about it. Anyway, so I'm gonna load it up into my brush and just kind of pat it on. Oh, this is a nice brush. This is so nice. I would highly recommend this brush. It feels so good. So I'm gonna apply my lip color. This is the Lip Ink Matte Lip Stain, and I believe the color is just red. I'll find out and I'll link it down below, but this is just a matte stain, so it looks really natural. So I'm gonna put that on and I'm gonna blot a little bit of it off. Perfect. So this actually works great because of the texture. It's like a very matte silicone texture. It actually works great as a blush too. So I'm using the Chihuahua eyelash curler, and what I do is I don't just curl it once, I kind of pump it a little bit like that. So I'll put my lashes in right at the base and then kind of pump my way up gently so it's not ripping anything out. Alright, so this is my finished look. I hope you guys like it.